Yeah, it's deltiology, and numismatics is a term for collecting coins, and timbromania was the original term for stamp collecting. Welcome back to the Right Stuff Extra. Still to come, sleep expert Sammy Margo is here to answer all of your questions. So if you toss and turn in the night, suffer from insomnia, or you're kept up by your partner snoring like a foghorn, get in touch. We can't do anything, but it's just interesting to hear. 0207 173 5555 is the number to call. Sammy will, of course, try and help you. But first of all, we're going to have a look at a couple of stories making the papers to do with sleep and the effects it has on your health. And the first one is that women tend to outlive men because they're better sleepers. And the lack of good quality sleep that men get can lead to increased blood pressure and heart problems that can then emanate from that. So there's a science behind this. It's not just anecdotal evidence.
There is a science behind this, and women do live longer, but we also know that women tend to be more insomniac than men. Women also dream more, they have more hormonal variations, what with periods and menopause. But the thing about women that is incredible is that they can cope on less hours of sleep, and also they're just able to process things on less hours. If you think about it, women have to get up for the kids, they've got ultrasonic hearing for the kids, but they can function and go to work the next day, whereas men don't seem to be able to do that. So some of this article is solid.
There'll be some men watching this going, I can do that, I can do that. So this is quite generalised. Obviously some men are better than others.
Sure, yeah.
Are there other things that men do which mean they're not as able to kind of multitask in that way, to get, a poor night's sleep and then cope? Is it their diet, or what's leading their sleep to be so?
Generally, men aren't as good at multitasking, although some of them would disagree, but we're talking in general terms. So they're not as good at multitasking, they're literally not as good at, they can't cope with the less night's sleep. But women seem to be able to get into sleep much faster than men. So men do need longer sleep, they do need to sleep for longer, whereas we can cope, we're better at coping, we're better survivors, which is why we're living.
He'll be asking for an extra hour in the morning.
Mine too.
And so does a man need like 7 to 8 hours, and a woman needs 6 to 7? Is that what you're saying?
What it is they've got slightly different body clocks. There's about a 6-minute difference between their body clocks. By nature...
Oh, so we're not talking hours, we're talking minutes.
No, but by nature, generally, again, women tend to be more morning, more larks, which is why they're better suited to getting up for the kids, whereas men tend to be more night owls, which is why they're up into the late hours watching TV.
Something I read last week, which was very interesting actually, about kind of the difference between, it was more to do with ages than sexes, was about teenagers naturally being programmed to sleep later. And there was a school that's conducted this, it's not been an experiment, they've actually put it into practice, where they've been letting the kids start their lessons later and produced better results, because the kids have actually not been forced to get up at 7 o'clock, they were getting into school at 10. So as we change through our lives, does our sleep pattern naturally move?
Most definitely. When you're going through your teenage years, you've got testosterone and progesterone being released, and you actually need more sleep. You're growing, you're developing, you need more shutdown time. Whereas as you get older, your requirement for sleep seems to lessen. So as you get older, the elderly is different now, but as you get older, you actually genuinely need less sleep.
It always seems a bit perverse to me, that, kind of like my granny, she's in her 80s, she's busy, but she doesn't need as much sleep as she did when she was a really busy working mum. She didn't have as much sleep, and it feels kind of the wrong way around.
It does, absolutely, but it seems to work itself out. So the elderly, they may be in bed for longer periods, so they may be in bed for the 10 hours, 10, 12 hours, but they're actually only sleeping for maybe for 6 hours.
What are they doing for the other half? Anyway, answered on a postcard. Okay, let's move on to the next story. 62% of Brits need between 15 minutes and an hour after they wake up to feel human. And the underlying thread to this story is that you shouldn't be pressing the snooze button and letting yourself go right up to the wire of the time that you need to get out. You should just get up and wake up straight away, even if it takes you a few minutes while you're kind of stumbling around.
This is a really good story, because the truth is, humans need rhythm and they need predictability. That's exactly what we like. And by pressing the snooze button, you're going back into a deeper stage of sleep. What happens in the morning, and now before you wake up, your body's preparing itself to actually wake up and come to life. That's why heart attacks happen in the morning, because people get up a little bit too quickly. So really you need that time. Now,
but let's just stress that getting up too quickly will not bring on a heart attack.
No.
You have to have an underlying health condition.
Exactly, you need an underlying health condition.
So kids, get out of bed. That wasn't a lesson to stay in bed. But obviously, if you're predisposed, that's the time when your body's going to go into shock.
Yes, exactly. But what you really need to do to reset your body clock, because we like rhythm and predictability, is to set your alarm clock for the same time every single day, including holidays, including weekends. I'm sorry, I'm a killjoy. But if you need to catch up on sleep, go to bed an hour or two early as opposed to sleeping in, because sleeping in is where the damage is done. You want to wake up at the same time every single day. So in the morning, when your alarm clock goes off, drag yourself out of bed, get up, open the curtains, expose yourself to some sunlight, and you actually should be out for about an hour during the day to get some sunlight anyway. The problem is we're living, particularly in the winter, we could catch the tube, we're sitting in offices, it's dark, we've got sedentary lifestyles, we're physically underactive and mentally overactive, so we're really not able to get into this good sleep rhythm that we should be.
So even if it's not a blisteringly sunny day, just being outside and having natural light will help us more than sitting inside and
we do know that
we're going to fall asleep
the blue sky frequencies are slightly better. It's a bit difficult in the UK to have blue skies every day, but definitely if you can get out during your lunch break for an hour, go for a walk, just get some daylight exposure, and also just the physical activity.
And this can help you also overcome jet lag quicker.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, that's why we encourage daylight exposure as soon as possible. But try, if you can, for the next couple of weeks to get up at the same time every single day without fail, even on the weekends, and you'll feel so much better.
It's really hard. I can just imagine people watching this thinking, well, yeah, but if I haven't got anything specific to get up for, the temptation just to sleep and sleep until the first thing that I have to do in the day, it's so great, isn't it?
Yes.
In my early 20s, if I didn't have to be anywhere till, say, 11 o'clock, I slept till 10:55. I just couldn't get out of bed.
But, overall, it will make you feel so much better in yourself. And also your hormones will regulate, so it might help with weight loss. Your skin will look better.
See, now,
your moods will look better. I know, I'm pressing
now you're pressing the buttons.
Your moods will be better, and you'll actually perform better at work and in your relationships. So it will make a huge, something as simple as...
You will be more successful if you sleep. Okay.
So something as simple as avoiding the snooze button, just getting up as soon as you can, will change your life.
Okay, just try it. Try it for a week and let us know how you get on. Thank you very much, Sammy. Who knew there was just this huge depth of life-changing possibilities from good sleep? I think we probably all deep down know that, don't we?
Deep down.
We all want to sleep better. I don't know anybody who says they sleep perfectly, especially when you've got small kids. Okay.